Okay, I did the unthinkable thing the other day with my iPhone 6. I was washing dishes, had the headphone plugged in and had the phone sitting on the other side of the sink, and then I moved away and the phone went into the dishwater. Quickly I grabbed the phone and pulled it out of the dishwater, and I did have a case on it, so I took the case off of it and shook the water out as much as I could. When I turned the phone on, it was completely streaked with white lines all the way around the screen, and so you could hardly make out any of the images on the screen at all. So I had thought I had ruined my iPhone. So I after panicking for a little bit, I decided to go and look on Google and YouTube to see if anyone else had had this experience of dropping the phone in the water, and I found quite a bit of videos and some links about the iPhone and what to do when you have water issues. You can find a video where someone actually took the iPhone and submerged it in water for a few minutes or a couple minutes, and then it completely killed it. And I saw the videos where you could take the phone apart and remove the water that way. You have to get a screwdriver set, apparently, that will take the little screws out. There's some screws here in the bottom of the unit that can be removed, and then the case can be separated and all that. Well, I didn't want to get into all that. So there's some hints about using rice as a way to dry the phone out, and there was one video that cautioned not to use rice. So the other idea was use some kind of drying agent that you could buy that and put in a bag for that. We saw those kind of ideas. Another one was to take the vacuum cleaner and draw the water out. So there are places like in the bottom here and on the side, there's places where water could get in once the phone is submerged. So I did the vacuum cleaner. I did that seemed reasonable to take and remove the water that way. So I did do that. The last thing I did was to just turn the phone on, and it came on, and yes, there was still the white streaks, but they seemed to begin to fade away. So I decided the idea that I could, the common thread was to get the thing to dry out, and I figured, well, that one of the ways to do that would be the heat from the LCD screen would generate heat in the components, and if I would run a video on the phone, that it would as well dry the phone out and dry the circuits out and get the screen working. So I did that, and the screen began to clear up. Got less and less streaks in the phone. I noticed also when after I first started it up, it wanted to go into the shutdown mode. Got that a few times where it would just have the screen lock, or the power down, and it would power off on its own, and then finally that stopped doing that. So now it's fairly has still some problems with this in the LCD screen. But for the most part, the phone is working, functioning well. Sound works. Everything works on the phone just like it did before. So hope this helps with your iPhone 6 if you should drop it in the water.